something. I mean, it rounds up, I guess. This parking spot over here will be good. The way I can, oh, we're still at about 600. That's good. Mav, thank you for the 6 months. Synergy, thank you for the 7. Sean, so thanks for the 5. Beyond, thank you for the 5 as well. Appreciate it, guys. So, obviously, you know, we're not stupid. I've mentioned it before. The OOC stuff is obviously the bigger issue, but I think our fundamental flaw with how we've been handling things is more of a reactionary thing. Unless I was involved, obviously, I'd usually reach out to people or, you know, say my part on stream. But unless, and this is for everything, unless we were involved or there was a player report, you know, nothing would happen otherwise. So the you know, that in itself is fucking dumb. So essentially what we're doing is pushing forward with admins and just saying at this point, if people are you know, doing things like that, to proactively do it, and it's not only going to be the salt, but that's the bigger reason for doing it. So refining the rules is obviously also what's going to happen, but the main focus to begin with is you know, giving the admins the okay to essentially pull their pants down and slap their dick on people's foreheads if they're dumb. And it's not even necessarily about warnings when it comes to OOC, depending on the severity. I mean, if it's a personal attack and it's somewhat deemed harassment, at that point it'll just be a ban. And like I said, people have been pretty responsive to this and understand that even when they did this, that it wasn't the right thing to do. So anybody who gets caught out by it shouldn't, you know, there'll be hate no matter what. But, you know, people are of the understanding that already is, you know, gotta be a no-go from the get-go. But the, you know, the bigger changes coming with the rules and whatnot is obviously we need to start shaping up for 3.0. So there's going to be a meeting, a community meeting of some sort where we will. Oh, actually, before I get to that point. The Reddit post I was talking about salt rooms. Salt rooms are not coming back, okay? The term of salt rooms, and I hate that whoever put this out from the meeting put it out with that terminology, because that's exactly what it isn't. Salt rooms were about dragging people in there and fucking someone would yell at someone and call them a fucking idiot most of the time. It was a drama oriented or drama driven attitude that was horrible. More so what it is proactive enforcement, like I said, where we can, if we see an issue in game and it's like somewhat resolvable before it escalates into an issue, we could reach out and talk to them via Discord or something like that while they're streaming, rather than you know, waiting for it to escalate. We can be like, chill bro, chill, y'all want to talk about something, we can do it. Not a, hey, get in here, you're a bad boy, I'm gonna yell at you and, you know, belittle you. It ain't that sort of shit. It's almost the exact opposite of what was explained in that meeting. So that's not what is
they're bringing the hostage out to my
not what, yeah, it was called the salt room, sure, but that's because of armor and how it was handled. The reality is it is somewhat similar in a way. We can contact you, but it might have salt in it because people yell at each other, but it's not going to be staff yelling at you like in Armor Days, because that's what it was. It was like yelling at fucking children for entertainment half the time. You never did. Oh, maybe it was like before the No Pixel days. Either way, the entire idea of what salt rooms was built off was like, you know, pretty much fucking, you know, treating people like shit a lot of the time. And I'm not saying necessarily that was us on Armor, more so, you know, the era before it, but that's where it all came from. So, either way, you know, like I said, our biggest flaw right now was the OOC, but the thing that helped aid that problem was also the lack of reporting. And essentially, you know, we're just saying we got to get admins on the right page. OOC is the first part because it's easy. Everyone knows an OOC raging fucking small dick when they see one. At the end of the day, we're role playing, right? And you know, it took me a while to get this concept, but I role played an Armor for a while and I could catch feelings there. But once I've taken a few days off, or like in the last 3 months, I've taken like fucking 30 or 40 days off playing other games. you come back and you realize what sort of fucking idiot you are and how like actually pathetic it is that you know what image we portray as a server and as a community, and it's sort of fucking like it is actually embarrassing to an extent that some people can get to the level they get to, and we let it get there at the same time. So you know, trying to nip that in the buttocks before it you know escalates is sort of the point we're going at. And obviously, like said, reporting isn't even going to be needed at this point. So when it does come to the other rules that change, you know, but there's going to be a community meeting no matter what. There always is with the bigger updates. But no matter what happens, to begin with, admins aren't going to ban you because you you know, break a fucking character rule or power game for the while you're the first time in the server, or it's somebody that's currently in the server. There's going to be talking to essentially, and then afterwards, that's where it's going to
continue northbound. Left to westbound.
I lost my concentration. What would I gotta get off radio. I started thinking I need to yell at King. But what was I saying? Oh, the enforcement, right? How we'll enforce it. So obviously with so for instance, when I saw the guy with weed in the bike, you know, things like that. The first time it's just going to be like, I even might say it to myself in game because, you know, sometimes, you know, the penis needs to be swung, but at the same time, I feel like I can talk to people and sort of iterate what's happening. And when some things happen on stream and I handle it in a way that isn't, oh, you fucking idiot, you know, type shit, you know, people can see that on a stream rather than it also being like everything behind closed doors. Because the problem with closed doors is like we do manage a server, but people don't learn from it. So the person that gets punished or whatever can learn from their mistake, but the problem being is the rest of the server doesn't necessarily see that and get to learn from it either. So, you know, with the proactive enforcement, you got to see stuff on streams here and there, maybe a conversation. That's not necessarily we want to ban you there and then. In fact, we probably wouldn't ban anybody while they're streaming, unless it's like a Twitch TOS or, you know, like I said, the OOC salt shit might also push it to, at that point, you're just going to jump off the server and have that dealt with or whatever. But, you know, I did also explain that majority of the issues, more underlying issues, was obviously the fault of management not enforcing it. You know, and when I say this, you know how, you know, the whole 3.0 can fix things. I still feel like that is a factor, and I think people misinterpret my point when I say things like this, because the sad reality is of a roleplay server, 90% of people will never fully understand what they want as a character, or separate themselves from a character and themselves on the server. So when we put through mechanics, for instance, you know, making it harder to break handcuffs, well, whatever it may be, to simulate your somewhat realistic, more of a realistic person held by boundaries. It can definitely help, but you know, there's also underlying issues of like, I have everything in the fucking world right now. I'm fucking bored. That is also a very big issue. And when a big change comes through, you know, it refreshes things and it keeps things going. It's an aid to stemming some of the problems that we have, with the OOC dramas. I'm not saying it's the cause of them or it's going to resolve it, but it's an issue that we can resolve to help prevent, you know, the lazy RP and OOC shit that can be stemmed from that. But like I said, you know, I think the enforcement of rules behind the scenes will also help shape role players. You know, whether it's admins ghosting you or, you know, us just talking to you after seeing clips or whatever. Just to push you in the right direction. We're not expecting you to be, you know, role playing like you were 2 years ago. We don't expect you to just snap into that. And that's why the community meeting will be more of a, you know, it's fucking happening. Pull your finger out of your anus at that point. But before that, like I said, you know, they'll definitely be reaching out for RP breaks and shit like that, and you know, informing them that that's in 3.0 that will be accepted. You probably want to change your shit up, and there are rules that we got to drop to reflect this pretty shortly. Hippie, thank you for the is it meant to be dumb as hippie? What is Doomers? I don't know what the fuck your name's meant to be. It's tripping me out, dude, but I'm just gonna call you hippie. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Stink, thank you for the 4. Ashley, thank you for the 19. Aim, thank you for the 14. Koopy, thank you for the 44. Hex, thanks for the tier 1. And Help, thank you for the 10 months. But what it was frustrating to see it already, like I said. What's taken from that meeting was all about positivity for everybody. At the end of the day, the main goal for everybody on this server is for it to succeed. You know, whether your opinion is this content is better, this RP is better, we need to talk about these problems either sensibly on our stream or to one another, rather than, you know, getting to the you know, the bitchiness. Because from an outsider's perspective, you know, like Moon Moon's a good example, but him watching how the roleplay is in the server. I'm not saying this is what he fucking thinks, by the way. I'm just, you know, implying what could be seen. Because like I said, when I didn't play for like 1.5 months here and there, you come back with a different mindset and you just think to yourself how fucking stupid some of the things are. And if we want Twitch to consider us a community they want to deal with, as well as other streamers also want to deal with us, then we need to not be a negative community. We need to be a positive community, and that's something that will benefit everybody on the server more than you know, the bullshit drama that's 10 seconds of entertainment and a fucking, you know, an overnight issue that bleeds into fucking, you know, nothing but fucking pooper. I need to drink water. I've been talking too much today. I'm glad we still got Moon subs here though. You guys are beautiful. Ntex, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's the general idea. Like, there's, you know, there's absolutely no fucking doubt that you know, the main problem is OOC fucking Papega shit right now. No matter what the roleplay gets to, OOC is the thing that ruins everything. You know what I mean? So that is the thing that's gonna be. I'll probably make a announcement tomorrow about it. That well, you know, this is close enough to an announcement, but it's going to be heavily enforced either way. You know, people should know better at this point. And I don't think there's an excuse really to ever, no matter how fucking petty it is, there's just no excuse to get to that level. Now I understand, and you know, sometimes, like I said, you'll get shut down and go, oh, that's fucking stupid or whatever. You know, shit like that is not. You don't want to say that in game, obviously, but we're going to draw the line at where it's like harassment 100%. So, you know, if you say, oh, this person is a fucking piece of shit, and it's clearly OOC shit, even if it's to just your stream, you know, you can expect the banhammer to come through without a report or anything like that. And with the amount of clips and everything that's in the server, you know, no one's really able to hide from this shit. And whether that's down, you start talking OOC or whatever, you know, that's the poopers that needs to stop. But you know, the rules themselves, I think everyone's sort of okay and happy with the general rule set we had, but I think the goofy character type thing is still okay. So, you know, for instance, Francis would be okay, but there's little things in the server I think we got to try and push for in 3.0, which is, for instance, police being police. We don't, you know, IA is there for a reason. We want you to be able to take responsibility for your actions as an officer. So when roleplay puts you in a scenario where you could break the law or do something, the repercussions is there and it can happen. But that's not saying you can sell 500 guns as a officer. You'll just get banned from the server. That's not saying, you know, just drive around and fucking tase people all the time. You know, shit like that is like I said, these are the rules we're pushing for in 3.0. It's probably something that will be a discussion to people privately to begin with, and trying to push people in the right direction until the rules dump the meetings there and all that sort of shit. So and with the update, I mean, the update's at a really good point. 3.0 is it's looking great. In all honesty, it's actually it's made some good headway. Realistically, you could jump in there now and play it, but it's more about fine tuning at this point, like economy, prices, how much money you make, and just the tedious things that probably are just, you know, time consuming testing more than anything. It's definitely not tomorrow, guys. So obviously with NoPixel not being tiny, there'll be probably videos and a build up to it to show off the mechanics, and some of the shit in there is pretty fucking insane, like how well it works and everything, and how easy and, you know, modular the jobs and all that sort of shit is. Essentially, you know, so for instance, we have a couple of jobs, or 4 or 5 new jobs as a civilian, where you can work with each other, so it's not as fucking tedious. So for instance, there's you could do recycling, but you do it through a garbage truck. You go collect garbage together. You can do it solo, but doing it together is quicker, and you still get paid more and shit like that. So every job has a focus of doing it with people rather than spreading you apart. So no matter what, you can solo the job, but it is more efficient for you to go into your phone. Essentially, you go to the job button, you click create a group, and then people can request to join that group. So you could have a 4-man group doing the garbage trucks together, and you all get paid the same amount as you would if you were solo, but you can do it quicker because there's 4 of you. So it's the little things like that that will help with LFR. Yeah, kinda. Well, that's the thing. You are gonna meet people, and it's more beneficial for you to have a 4th person, 3rd person, 2nd person there. So the min-maxing encourages engagement, which is what the beauty of it is, right? It's not about even if you min-max, all it does is make you have more interaction, essentially. And obviously, you got to get some fucking grinders, no matter what. But it's, again, that's something we want to address in our rules, and similar to what we had in 2.0. So, like I said, I touched on earlier, which is what we want to push for 3.0, is rules like, you know, doing things that make sense. Don't be power gaming. Don't put 500 pounds of fucking marijuana in a BMX. And I know whoever did that probably didn't mean anything by it, but it's the example I'm working with because it's the latest in my memory. Going up to the weed fields, if that's a thing, and just grinding the quickest way possible. Put some effort into what you're doing. Just think about logically what people would do in this scenario and loosely base it off that. You know, the cartel was a great idea. It made roleplay. They didn't make billions of dollars. They roleplayed. You know what I mean? Then there's the people that will just go up there in the car, drive back, go up, and they, dude, get a truck or something, okay? Do some basics. Have one guy stand up there and protect it. Just some basics in the roleplay scenario. You know what I mean? I actually didn't test out fishing, so I have no idea how that works at all. But like I said, the beauty of this is we can disable all the 4 or 5 jobs that are there and make 4 or 5 jobs in a week. That's how quick it is to add things in through the modular framework that's created. So and that might even be something we do just naturally. Hunting is there at the moment, but I haven't looked at that. And like I said, this is where we're at in terms of like refining things and looking at things and seeing what will and won't work in terms of RP and, you know, whatnot, shit like that. But yeah, the devs have done a great job, and hopefully I can keep the conversations going with them, and, you know, stay pretty tight knit and push that in the right direction, because I don't think the devs want to sit there for 6 fucking months. Turn on their server, have somebody rush to a bank and fucking shoot somebody to rob a bank with a pistol. Because that motherfucker gonna get banned, bro. But yeah, you know, I get that, like, I'm, you know, there's been a lot of clips out of context where I would imply like, you know, 3.0 will fix this or whatever. But there's more to a 3.0 than you guys understand. And that's probably my lack of communication in saying that, you know, you guys see 3.0 as an update in files. I see 3.0 as a reshape in the entire community. The same with 2.0 and 1.0. And it's been the same in the Armor days when I did 2.0, 1.0. It was an entire refresh of the world in itself, the rules in itself, and trying to bring us back to our you know, some sort of root level where roleplay is back to what we want it to be. But yeah, the way roleplay is like I said, despite what people will say, we can create lore to the world based off mechanics and actual laws. You know, for instance, if I don't want people to fucking murder people, right? What I can do is ring up fucking Judge Bobby over here and say, hey, tomorrow 2-day jail sentences for murdering cops. You know what I mean? And that can make people have the mentality and create the server that simulates a fear of cops. Obviously, you don't care about the cops. You care about the fucking jail time. You don't care about getting shot, but it simulates that, if you understand what I mean. That's not happening, by the way. I'm not saying 2 days for cops. But what is really, really cool with what the devs have done is a ballot system and the entire way the mayor system works. And I know I've talked about this a long time ago about how having the mayor tie into all, you know, money type related things in the police and shit like that. So essentially, if I'm a police officer and we're in debt, I get paid less. If I'm a civilian and I'm in and when I shouldn't have said I'm in debt. Did I say I'm in debt or the state's in debt? If the state's in debt because they've lent money to people, essentially everything costs more and you get paid less. So think of the world with the inflation, right? Your money, the more money you pump into a world, the more the economy inflates and everything becomes worthless. So that's why essentially we're changing things around. So the mayor will increase taxes because he doesn't want to be in debt because everybody will fucking hate him. But at the same time, that makes, you know, people sort of be disgruntled because now they have to pay more in tax. So I might be at a point where I'm like, oh, I got a loan early. Fuck yeah, dude, that's great. I've only got to pay 10% tax. I can afford to pay $10,000 a week on my fucking car. But then all of a sudden, the next week, the mayor's like, oh, the city's in debt because we've lent too much money. I'm going to increase the tax. And then there's an issue where the mayor has, you know, that's a pretty lame fucking reasoning, but you get the idea. Essentially, people can be affected by the taxes in the world. But yeah, like I was saying, there's a ballot system built in at the town hall. So I mean, you know, you got to see all this shit. But I feel like this is shit that you guys would probably not catch on dev streams because, you know, you probably jump in there for fucking 10 or 20 minutes. You're like, oh, that's cool. Or you see a clip, and you're like, oh, that's cool. But there's cool shit in there that you look at and you're like, whatever. But there's so much RP that can be built off a ballot system. And one of the ideas that I suggested today was the world essentially having control of what happens in the world in terms of law. So the mayor every 2 weeks has a in-game meeting. People can create ideas, laws. It can get voted on and stuff like that. So for instance, say I'm sick of getting fucking robbed and taken as a kidnappee. Or is that a word? The kidnappee. You know, I'm sick of that happening like fucking 20 times a week. I get a group of like 50 people because they're all sick of the same shit. They go to the town hall on that fortnight or the bi-weekly meeting and they all say, hey, we want to vote in this where if you kidnap a civilian, you know, maybe the charge is increased by like fucking 30 months or something like that. Just, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. And then when the next meeting comes, they will say what's being processed and being okayed. So obviously it will still go through a management type system, but it lets us get feedback. But also if RP comes, or if anything changes from that, RP will actually be the reason it happened rather than OOC bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's sort of what it is. It gives you a reason to complain about things in your character rather than out of the world, if that makes sense. You know, that's just and this is something just because we have a ballot system, right? This is something I'm literally saying can happen because we have a ballot system. One system can essentially create law in our world. You know what I mean? And that's something you guys would probably look at and think, you know, wow, cool, I can vote on a thing. That's fucking sick. But the possibilities behind that is pretty fucking insane when you think about the possibilities. And you know, with Town Hall being there, I feel like the judges and people over there will, you know, it's a cool place. Like the building's actually pretty cool. And the courthouse being there, all that sort of stuff. There's a meeting room, all that sort of shit. You know, there's options for them to do stuff. And I think that's really, really going to be one of the cooler things that happen if it's a bi-weekly thing. I think I talked about this to Knox actually yesterday or the day before. I don't know. Whenever I jumped into this, I think it was yesterday. I need to breathe and stop talking, dude. Walnuts, thank you for the 6 months. Hate to see me, thanks for the 5. RKO, thanks for the 19. Phantom, thanks for the Prime. Vandal, thanks for the 13. Chubby, thank you for the 8. Inya, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it, dudes. Are people going to be voting for the mayor? Yes. So, obviously, there's going to be an issue with that, right? I'm not fucking stupid. There's all the time. Be an issue. Just sometimes. There is definitely a bias to streamers. So certain people will get certain votes because, oh, I'm going to vote for that guy because they're my streamer, not because I actually talk to these people. So there has to be some sort of like fundamental rule set for the mayor. We need to make sure that's proper. But yeah, there's going to be a fucking mayor that essentially runs taxes and all that sort of shit. So yeah, we need to be careful of how voting works because we don't want it to be a popularity contest OOC, obviously. We want people that put in effort, and maybe that's as simple as it is. Maybe we have anybody that can be a candidate. We watch them do their mayor type shit, and then we as a community can be like, you know, fucking Koopa over here is swinging his dick and then just didn't do anything for like, you know, a month or whatever, so we're just gonna let the other guys go for it, sort of thing. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, just to keep it in check, essentially. So it's more RP based rather than I can get shit out of this. I mean, the mayor's probably not even gonna get paid that much. So Goldsy tier 2, 20 months. I can't believe it's been 20 months, my dude. Thanks, baby. Shay, I think you were also for the 17. Appreciate it, dude. When's 3.0 coming out realistically? Realistically, we could, like I said, we could turn it on pretty much right now and it would be functional to a pretty good extent. But this is like I said, we're going to refine things and get it to a point where it's, you know, the economy's in check, that sort of stuff. Make sure the smaller bugs are ironed out. And honestly, it was pretty good. We did have a few issues, but it was fixed up pretty quick. You know, that happens in testing. It was nothing. It was literally like fucking restart a script and we're back to where we were. But there's definitely a few little bugs here and there that also need to be ironed out, but they'll be ironed out pretty quickly. There's nothing that I saw that was like, wow, that broke the fucking game type shit. But there's definitely minor things here and there. And with such a big fucking update, guys, a literal rewrite of fucking pretty much everything. The amount of bugs that are not there is pretty insane. So and like I've said this before, essentially we're trying to release it in a way that's beneficial to everyone in the community. I'm not going to release a game on the fucking WoW release date or anywhere around that because it's stupid. you know what I mean? And it's something we've actually fought with prior to this, you know what I mean? Any WoW update or fucking expansion kills our server for like a week and stuff like that. So we've really got to consider it like it's a game that's coming out and release it to whatever is most beneficial to us at that point. So release it on December 25th. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. But yeah, you know, we're sort of at that point where it's the date is what we want to make it. You know, realistically, that's where we're at. So, Game Freak, thanks for the 4 months. Nettie, what up, beautiful? Thank you for the 37 months, dude. Appreciate it. Are slots staying the same? Unsure, depending on how RP shapes before that, but possibly being lowered. I'd like to see us start at 70 and have because I know what's gonna happen, dudes. I know right now, what have we got in queue? Like fucking 30 people. Actually, this is a pretty dead hour time, to be fair. There's probably like 50 in the morning, but we need our priority to mean something again, I think, and the value of that in the back of your mind helps you remember the fucking rules a lot quicker. You know what I mean? Knowing that like a 1 day ban is nothing. I can go take a fucking day off right now, but knowing I possibly can't get into the server for 3 hours every day of the fucking week, that is a fucking the ass that you don't want. Okay, that is a barbed penis. All right. I think that can possibly help maintain, you know, the quality we want at 3.0. And like I said, you know, I don't necessarily expect us to get to the top tier RP by then because of how the server is mechanic wise and everything like that, but it's definitely something we got to push towards with the proactive stuff we got to do. We just got to get those rules sort of snapped up a bit, and we've done a bit of work on those today. And I know it's something that's been mentioned months ago, but honestly, you know, I've tried to put a foot in some assholes and get it working relatively quick. But I know for a fact, you know, like I said, there's been a lack of effort from me. You know, I'm not fucking stupid. I know we definitely could have done better, especially over the last few months. And I think, you know, that is, you know, something that we can resolve pretty easily. So low effort, I wouldn't necessarily say it's low effort. I mean, I still feel like I put effort into everything, but you guys got to understand, you know, I got a kid, I got a woo man over here. I stream, I have to stream a certain amount of hours. I have to, and then there's the community as well. So over the last year, my you know, it's been pretty fucking especially with fucking it being 2020, us losing people, you know, it's been a fucking depressing year to say the least. Okay. And sometimes, you know, drifting away from shit and you know, getting lost is something that sometimes is not only mentally healthy, but sort of, you know, it's just a thing that humans fucking do. So, you know, I don't think at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, remember, we're fucking humans as well. You know, the people that complain about issues are humans, and so are the fucking people that have to deal with that shit as well. We all have shit that we have to handle and stuff as well. So a PD restructure that was not talked about at all. Well, I mean, not a restructure in terms of the people specifically. More so, I mean, the whole world in itself needs a restructure in terms of RP and OOC shit. You know what I mean? And I think police are a part of that. But like I said, you know, it's clear that civilians are greatly a part of that shit as well. And I think the biggest thing that people can do and streamers can do right now is, instead of this guy did it, it's like, fuck, I did some fucked up shit as well. Maybe I can do my part, you know, while we try and clean it up. Europe, thanks for the 4 months. Appreciate it. Because the sad thing is, and I know the fundamental issue of one person starts talking shit, then other people do, but they get dragged down to that level, which is the issue. You know what I mean? But there's still the problem of what's happened. I'm not saying some aren't worse than others, or some haven't gotten more preferential treatment. That's 100% the truth. Yeah. I don't know how this coffee's gonna be an iced coffee by now. Yo, Wibs, thanks for the 3 months, dude. Appreciate it. 22 is a motherfucker. You don't even know, bro. It's fucking mean. It's a fucking drainy, shitty year. Will you guys be pushing for less shooting? Yes, 100%. But in saying that, like, I think even the you know, people like Chengeng and whatnot, they're not dumb motherfuckers. Like they know that at points there has been more shootings, but like I said, I think that's a product of how, well, it's not a product of, you know, you don't have to be like this, but the reason it is more like this is because the server's been the same for fucking 6 months. It is a fucking stagnant pile of poopy at the moment. And like I said, you know, the devs working on this thing for so long is a factor, but I don't say that's anyone to blame. You know, my ideal was 3 months ago. 3.0 would have been there. Because I saw what was happening coming, right? Like, you know, the server is always going to slowly fucking degrade when we just let it loose and don't really do things. But, you know, certain things have happened here and there, and, you know, well, here we are. So we didn't quite make it to 3.0 before we had to do the changes because shit got fucking way too bad. This is a rerun? Hell, well, I mean, I feel like I've said this fucking 10 times in the last 6 months, but like I said, it took a while to get to the point. Echo, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate it, dude. Akozu? I don't know if I said that right, but thanks, man. Pete, thank you also for the 20 months. There is actually a lot less shooting right now, in all honesty. I get what you guys are saying, though. And it's what we mentioned at the meeting today. It's not that there's a lot of shooting right now. It's more so there's the possibility next week there will be shootings every fucking day. You know what I mean? And we didn't touch on that. I said to the guys there that I think a gang talk and gang v gang shit is something we need to have a single discussion about, rather than try and blend it into a fucking 4-hour meeting, because I think that in itself is probably a fucking 2-hour meeting, 4-hour meeting, something like that, and with different people as well. The people that I had there were not I feel like what I try to do, there could have been more people there, but essentially we had like 15 people there or something like that. And I tried to get the people that I feel are influences on people in the server, and I don't necessarily mean that by they are a content creator. I mean, people look at them and they look up to them and think, I should roleplay like that. You know what I mean? And if we can get them to the understanding of what roleplay we want and what they want, then it's a lot easier to push out our ideas when you address specific people in that manner. I got no doubt that more could have been there, but I feel like they would have reiterated what we were all pretty much saying at the end of the day. A lot of people there have the same mind and mentality and desire for roleplay as people that, you know, could have been there, if that makes sense. So like I literally could have invited another 30 people and we would have come out with the same outcome, I believe. But in saying that, with like the gang v gang talk and shit like that, there's probably going to be more specific people I'll be reaching out to for that sort of stuff. Whereas this was just a generalized RP and, you know, OOC type thing. Other people will just adapt to them. Yeah, well, I mean, that's honestly the smarter way of doing it. We're not going to fix everything just by that, though. Like I said, the rule enforcement from the admins being able to do it when they see things rather than when someone reports it, that in itself is probably something that will help us change things very quickly. I most enjoyed NoPixel during the time when Otto was dating Kiwo's character. Well, back then, dude, it was 32 slots. We were forced to talk to each other. Literally. You know, you had to find somebody that was good with conversation, and you had to sit with them for fucking 8 hours a day, basically. So I was talking to Kiwo and fucking Seer pretty much 8 hours, 8 to 16 hours a day, guys. I know you might think that was the best, but it got painful sometimes too, because it was 32 slots. If those guys weren't around, I'd be driving around in fucking circles, finger in my butt. You know what I mean? While you guys will remember that as probably the better times, I still think that it's rose-colored glasses. Is that what it's called? Is that the saying? Where you look back and think it was better, but I think there's a blur of your timeline where there's a lot of good things that happened over that year, that it feels like because it was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you think it was more into one little time zone, or time capsule or whatever. But the reality is it was probably a 6-month adventure, and to be real with you, after 6 months there was shootouts and shit happening. You know what I mean? There was it wasn't all conversation, but there was enough that every person you ran into could have still been a character, and the odd person, people were trying to do things, you know what I mean? People were trying to set up fucking dating services or trying to get into manager roles at stores or whatever. People were trying to be something. You know, we had people trying to make music when OTT came about. We had people wanting to join the server and wanting to be something. And despite what everybody says, I think a lot of us in the server are the reason people don't join the server and have that mentality anymore, because we're stuck in this fucking, you know, 18-month-old code or server, and we're fucking bored. We as streamers don't break out that much. We really don't. Not many people do it anymore. And the people that did do it got bored and they left, you know, whereas we got bored and we just became complacent with our roleplay. You know what I mean? That's you know, that's also something that was there. Should be a yearly wipe. I don't know, but I mean, I like the idea of seasons, but it has to come down. You can't put a time on a development update unless you're, you know, trying to be, you know, fucking, I don't know who to fucking call out as a developer, dude. I probably shouldn't say that. But you know, you don't want to put a time on a certain thing happening unless the code is ready. You know what I mean? But I think things like, you know, refreshes in the world are definitely something that is very beneficial to our mentality as role players. Forced character change. Well, I don't necessarily think you need a new character to keep the place entertaining, but giving your this is just shit I'm falling back to because it's an easy pick. For instance, like Cheng going into the cartel. You know what I mean? Things like that. Just little things. While I'm saying that isn't the pinnacle of fucking RP chat, I'm just saying, you know, changing your character up into different things here and there is enough where you don't need a new character. You know what I mean? You just don't let yourself get stagnant. Put in effort and keep it going. And like I said, you know, it's much more easy to become complacent after fucking, you know, 2, 3, 4 years, however long you've been doing this, and especially a year and a half without a, you know, a decent content update, or a year. I don't know how long. Maybe 6 months, maybe longer, 8 months, 10 months. I don't know. But it's very easy to become complacent at that point. And I don't, like I said, I don't think it's fair to fucking blame everybody for that sort of shit. But you know, and it's also something else we talked about. And this isn't a shot at EMS or doctors or anything like that, but you remember the day where you would get picked up by EMS, and you'd talk to them and you'd be interested in what's happening, and then you get to fucking Pillbox Medical and you'd have fucking flat ass pancakes there, and you know, Dr. Choi, or there was characters there. You know what I mean? There was some good characters there, and it was good. You could go to the hospital, walk in there, and you'd expect roleplay. You know what I mean? Whereas you know, when I say this, it's like that in a lot of places. This isn't just the EMS and doctors, by the way. It's just an example of how I'm trying to portray this. You know, you go to PDM, you gotta have fucking boring Andy fucking mumbling over here, boring you out of your fucking mind. Not somebody that is a character that is trying to create, you know, be something unique or at least be interesting. If that makes sense. I'm not saying there's not great characters there. I'm just saying we're all complacent, and I think we're all an issue in the server, is what I'm trying to say. Some are way more complacent than others, obviously, and there's still good characters there, but we've all become very lazy. And like I said, I don't think it's a fault of people specifically. It's just, you know, a lot of underlying issues that have sort of built our way to that, which is, you know, no updates, little to no changes in our storyline, stuff like that. Us getting lazy with rules over time, you know, just a lot of shit that built to that, and it being like that. So, you know, you could say that with any faction, really. I actually feel like cops have been getting better, though, and I think it's sort of sad that we've stolen a lot of the good role players and characters. We might have overdone it. In fact, the way the DOC is going, we're essentially stealing all the fucking role players at this point and putting them in PD, and they're the, you know, like fucking people we want out there, like Toretti, Tessa, you know, people you run into that are unique. You know, we want those people out there that tried and did shit, you know, back in the day. And in saying that, you know, progressing as a character is fine. It's something that's going to naturally happen, but we just want that inspiration back from people where they want to be at PD and manager and be a unique person while they do it, or, you know, just that sort of shit. It's the same with DOC, and I sort of feel bad that how we do it. We essentially take all the, you know, DOC that we like, that we think have that sort of persona, and then, you know, it's sort of just left there and pooped on. And I think B-Fly's running it now, so hopefully we can, you know, add some shit to that, and, you know, try and push that in a better direction as well, and get more, get more shit behind it, essentially. Lakers, thank you for the 13. Nauseous, thanks for the 19. Appreciate it, dudes. I also think that what we're doing now is not going a place to really beat on any one group. People are surviving 2020 as best they can and need to be kind on themselves, but should want improvement. Yeah. But like I said, you know, I don't think it's fair to blame anyone for... I mean, when it comes to OOC shit, that's something we can 100% address, but the complacency on our RP and stuff like that, I think has more issues than just like one thing that you can point at and go, oh my god, that's why you like this, bro. You know, Reddit and the stupidity, they do break things down, and there is truth to what's said, but there's obviously a bigger picture that people with a lower IQ probably won't understand. And when I say that, my IQ is only 63, so you know what I'm saying, Reddit. You know, you know what I mean, dudes? Self-awareness goes a long way to refreshing the RP. Yeah, sure, it helps. Like I said, there's many factors in it, and I don't think it's fair to say this person's roleplay is shit because they're shit. There's a lot of you know, a lot of reasons the server's how it is, whether that's managers being complacent, rules not being enforced, no updates, people themselves. Like, I still, you know, you can still say it's their fault to an extent, but you know, you can't point at them and go, you are the fucking reason this place is shit. You know what I mean? That's just not fucking fair. It's just realistically not fair. Remove 4-man rule. How about this? I remove the 1-man rule of you saying dumb shit in my chat, bruh. Boom. Done. Enjoy your ban request, motherfucker. In saying that, dude, that you might consider that toxic, chat, but at the end of the day, honestly, if you guys have an idea or a reasoning, I could tell that guy was like 12, by the way, chat. If you guys do have reasoning or ideas behind what you're saying, constructive feedback is important to me, and I'll never say otherwise. And this is why I say the OOC shit is so fucking pointless and needless, because if you have a problem with somebody and you address that, be like, oh shit, and then 2 seconds after you're like, yeah, and their dad's a piece of shit, I want to suck his asshole, you know what I mean? Then you're like, whoa, bro, I ain't watching this shit. You can't take it serious, you know what I mean? If you address things in a, you know, somewhat human manner, then it's a lot easier for us to take it serious, you know what I mean? But hey, I'll eat your dad's ass though. But you get the point I'm making. Are you going to reset people who have reached their 5 apply for whitelist attempts? Possibly. I think the 5 application thing is it's probably just something that was put on there without really much thought process, in all honesty. It definitely helps, but yeah, maybe. I mean, it's been fucking 3 or 4 years since that's been there, so probably a good idea to give people a second chance, considering people have gone from 15 to 18 in the time that NoPixel's been there, which is fucking bonkers. That's just with GTA, mind you. 2017. It's 3.5 years, dude. GTA has been here for 3.5 years. What the fuck is that? Yo, Texas, thank you for the gift and stuff. I still remember the day of like, bro, I'm not gonna go roleplay on GTA. It's a clunky piece of shit. And here we are. Yeah, love, exactly. But you know, the thing that annoys me most with it is when people do use, hey, we're trying to make content here as an excuse, but because we want viewers, we want people here, we want you to watch my stream, but if you're gonna be a salty motherfucker, you're gonna prevent people coming back to the server and having more people come and watch streams here, you know what I mean? Bigger streamers and Twitch in general aren't gonna want to back a salty as shit community. Because sadly, most of the clips end up becoming fucking OOC shit. And when I'm fucking Twitch staff Andy and I go to the fucking top clips of the week, I'm like, oh, let's go see what roleplay's up to today. And it's like, yo, fuck that guy, fuck him, bro. You know, it's like, what the fuck? What? You know what I mean? Like, it's, who wants to see that shit? No one wants to see that shit. No one. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great, and that's also one of the bigger things, you know, that OOC drowns out all the good roleplay that happens, because no matter what, a negative clip or thread will probably generate more than a positive thread. And I mean, let's go look at Reddit right now for an example, just to show you the fucking logic of how the world works, okay? There we go. Get the idea? See the shit? But in saying that, there's cool clips in here that are good RP and stuff, but anything that is good in roleplay and shit is drowned out by the shit. You know what I mean? All the good shit for this entire day has already been shat on by one or two opinions or clips. And I'm not saying those opinions or clips are incorrect, by the way. I'm just saying that, you know, there's definitely a better way of addressing things, and I could go look at my PMs on Discord right now, and, you know, there's about fucking 3 people that message me, you know? There's like Alex, Vader, you know, I don't fucking know who else has messaged me about fucking things in game. CG, you know, they'll message me. But I think people perceive it as like some untouchable godly fucking figure that stands above everybody with their fucking fingers in the puppet strings, but it isn't like that. If people do want to converse, and they want to converse over something that's sensible, you know, I'm here, Coop's here, you know, admins will be there. Like I said, we want to have them be proactive, and you know, it's there, it's ready for you, dude. Wits, thanks for the 14 months. Digital Mantu, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate it, dude. No one likes to lose, but loser point of view RP has so much potential. Francis is a fucking loser. What are you talking about? I put like 1 person in jail every fucking year. If your character's not a loser and they lose, that's where the, you know, there's an issue. But like I said, man, I'm happy now that I've said to people, like, you know, this is sort of what we got to enforce. When that happens, I'll just fucking do it, dude. I don't give a shit. If you're not a big enough person to respect NoPixel, then you're just speaking at your ass in the first place. So, you know, I think giving everyone the fair chance and saying, yo, this is what's happening, and giving admins the ability to just fucking, you know, flop their dicks around, it's going to help a lot. And it's also going to be less tedious for me, because at that point I'm not going to give a fuck about you know, why you did it or how it happened, because you've got an outlet there that is us, you know, management, admins. We're here, talk to us, let's see what's up, you know what I mean? What's one of the best rule changes to come to the new update? Well, honestly, most of the rule changes aren't new. It's sure there'll be it'll be different at 2.0, don't get me wrong, but it's literally more enforcing things and whatnot. So you know, the ESB recruiting shooters, and I know I said this as a thing. I right now I really didn't give a fuck. I just didn't care, because the server in itself is people getting friends, people breaking rules all the time. But in saying that, with 3.0, you take somebody to a roleplay scenario like fucking I don't know, who just someone that comes in the server and is a CS:GO champion. Okay, they join the server, they're like, yo bruh, what up, let's go gangbang. And then Cheddar's standing there like, yo, what about me bruh? You know, just flick them the fuck out of the server. See ya, dude. Just see ya. You know what I mean? Like, if those zero effort characters happen in 3.0, that's where they're really going to just get the dick, you know, flicked at them. But you know, I'm not saying. Listen, you know, I know there's a lot of flack with ESB, and there's no doubt they've done some dumb shit. But like I've said, we want admins to go out and say, you know, this sort of RP is fucking stupid. You cut it out. At 3.0, you're banned. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? We need to start shaping them up for that, and that's essentially what we're going to do with the community meeting and stuff as well. So, yo, Spartane, thank you for the tier 1. It's just very easy to talk about ESP because you fucking cock eaters, okay? We'll clip it because it says, or I say ESB. 3 letters to you sink into your head a lot easier than somebody else's letters because you are drama little bitches, all right? Not all of you, chat, just, you know, the little bitches, the ones in the corner right now. ESB is the new scapegoat of the server? Sure, but they definitely have done some dumb shit, and implying otherwise is fucking stupid. They have definitely broken rules, but like I've said, everybody has broken rules. Sure, ESB have probably been done, you know, done some pretty fucked up shit. But the reason this entire meeting was to happen was for me to be ow, I just fucking punched myself. For me to be comfortable and say, you know, this is the rule set. Everybody, well, not everybody, but most people were in agreement with this. That I feel like we're a big influence to the server, and it's speaking for other people. This is what we got to push for. You know what I mean? I just don't think it was. It would have been way too selective for just banning certain people. So, for instance, I look at Zombie. I know he's capable of great roleplay. And I think he can be nurtured and listen because I know he wants to. He is also someone that will message me and try to talk to me, and that's why I say my complacency over the last 3 months has not helped with how things have you know, transpired. But whereas when he recruits 2 fucking randoms from SVRP, it's very easy to just flick them out of the server. You know what I mean? I don't really give a shit about those people. No offense to them. They might be cool dudes. They're probably boring as shit, but it's a lot easier for me to flick someone out of the server like that compared to somebody that's been here a long time, when I know the reality is we want to work together, we want to make it work, if you know what I mean. But yeah, the rules will update what we expect from people in terms of like Discord management, Twitter, Twitch, everything. So you know, if people do have hatred building fucking channels in their Discord and they can control that, that'll be an issue with our community that we will not accept. So, you know, we can definitely manage who's here, why they're here, and but when I say this, I'm not saying I need to ban people right now. I need to talk to people right now. I want to try and help everybody push in the right direction we all want, because at the end of the day, if we all succeed, we succeed. That's the best thing we can aim for, right? You didn't realize that was a thing? Oh, bro, there's fucking thousands of thousands. There's a lot of Discords, mass reporting, sitting there, you know, Reddit Discords, fucking. You would be fucking surprised at some of the fucking idiots in these fucking Discords. Okay, you think Reddit's low IQ? It just gets lower somehow. Benko, thank you for the 10 months. Evil, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate it, dudes. You will be fucking surprised, dude. Trust me, chat. Discords are arguably worse than Reddit. I actually agree, dude. It's weird. Maybe it's easier to join a Discord than it is to get on Reddit and find it, dude. I don't know. No, I wouldn't say necessarily the worst, but I guess it's the moderation. You know what I mean? Some of those Discords just aren't moderated at all. So Discord's an echo chamber, sure. So's my chat a lot of the time. But people that aren't understanding of that are the ones that need help, in my opinion. And like I say, we don't need to fucking ban everybody. We just need to be like, bruh, we got a good thing here. Let's focus on keeping it that way. You heard there's an IQ limit to keep the body functioning? Fuck, I don't know. Is there? Maybe you could forget to breathe. Yo, True Blade, think of the 2 months. Imagine that. Imagine being forced into manual breathing and you had to stay there because you were so dumb you didn't want to stop breathing. You just had to think about it all the time. Yo, Epic, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. Oh, what the fuck, Chad? My toes are touching each other. I just realized. All my toes are touching each other right now. Oh, that's so uncomfortable. Toxic as fuck, dude. Oh shit. Yo, Jam, 2 months. At the end of the day, your server and the people who utilize this for a career or just downright beautiful RP have helped a lot of us through some trying times. I want to thank you for witnessing all the great things that have come from NoPixel. Well, my dude, I appreciate the words, and this is what I touched on before. There has been so much good shit that has come from NoPixel. The sad thing is, you know, like I said, one clip in 1 week can make that entire month seem miserable. But we could have, you know, we could raise $20,000 for a charity, you know, $10,000 for this people. You know, we've had people pass away and have incredible experiences that, you know, I wouldn't have felt without the community. That'll get washed away from the dumb shit, sadly. But, you know, there's definitely great experiences that has happened in the server that for me supersede all the fucking negative bullshit. But it's very easy to get caught up in that negative drama and, you know, have it fester and be something in your mind for a longer period than it should be. And that's just the reality of life and how, you know, our mind works. Mister, think of the 3 months. Thanks for the manual reading, bro. Wait, manual reading? What do you mean manual reading? Did you mean manual breathing, motherfucker? You automatically read? Is this guy a fucking robot? Negative drama is like well, it's not new entertainment, but it is entertainment. That's why the fucking news networks feed off this shit themselves. Welcome to Reddit, aka CNN. It's like fucking, you know, I can sit here and be like, oh wow, look at that beautiful moon. That looks great. Never mind, there's a vehicle accident on the highway. 17 people just got flung from a bus. Look, there's somebody's head. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? That's fucked up shit is what people focus on, because views, likes, fucking everything like that is you know, that's what people feel like that's their satisfaction in life. I can make a post and get likes, and now, you know, this is some sort of self-satisfaction. That's the world we fucking live in, dude. You know, the fucking drama shit is a major part of our life right now. Just like regular media. Yeah, well, that's what media are. Humans. We're all humans. We all work the same way. You know, anything that gives us information works exactly the same way, no matter how you do it. Whether it's called the news, whether it's called Reddit, whether it's called Twitter, it's all the same fucking thing. It's a lot easier to farm sad kicks than it is to farm fucking kick dubs, mate. Well, actually, that's not true. You can get pretty good kick W's on Twitter, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's bad that you do make Twitter posts, by the way. Don't get me wrong with this. You know, like I said, there is a fundamental issue with what we've done here. But at the same time, there's always a better way, in my opinion, to address things and try and nurture things in the right direction. That's all. What if admins just give people a stern talking to when they mess up instead of bans? Well, that's what we're already talking about. So with OOC shit, we're probably going to be a lot harsher because that's the biggest plague we have at the moment. But when it does come to, like, you know, if fucking new Andy over here gets in a bike and goes to get weed from the weed field because lol, no one will search a bike, we will reach out to them more than likely and be like, yo, you need to think about this, okay? You're a character in the world. You need to not abuse mechanics, all that sort of rah 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 rah. It's probably not going to be a ban for shit like that. But when 3.0 comes, there might be the possibility of stuff like that where we expect you to be on a different level by that point, if that makes sense. So hopefully we can shape people over the next XX time while we get that date set, and you know, we're ready at that point. But at the end of the day, the biggest issue is salt, guys. Okay, if you don't agree with someone's roleplay, just be like, you know, I don't necessarily agree with what just happened. Maybe I'll chat to them later and we'll just go on with this roleplay, because I don't get me wrong, guys. I've been a fucking part of the fucking Drama Llama 2 here and there. Like I said, I think the 30 or 40 days off that I took over the last 3 months playing other games helps you understand just how fucking petty all this shit is. Punishment in this server, going to jail or getting removed from cop temporarily, whatever it is so meaningless to life. To feel bad or shitty about it and to cuss people out over it is childlike, to say the least. You know what I mean? And I think we can so sometimes you need to take a step back to really see the fucking stupidness of it. But yeah, you know, it's just something that really doesn't need to be there. What drama? Well, the thing is, I really don't think there is that much, but there is enough that it needs to be knocked on the head. Like I said, one clip in 1 week can last there, can sit in someone's mouth for 2 weeks. There'll be fucking 10 Twitter posts about it, and whatnot. You know what I mean? All it takes is 2 people to have an argument on this fucking server. Then for the next 2 weeks, there's Twitter posts and fucking shit about it. You know what I mean? That's, and it looks like it is way worse than it is. I'm not saying it's right, by the way, but it does look way worse than it is because, like I said, the negative shit will always outweigh the positives of what has happened in the server. But the reality is 99.9999% of the time, the server is fucking fun as shit, and we're having fun. You know what I mean? But we can definitely cut down on the fucking negativity. It's pretty simple. I don't say they're negative Nancy's. It's not their fault. It's totally understandable. But that's just how the world works, and my understanding of it is that, you know, that's the way I look at it. I can see it like that, but not everyone sees it like that. You know, if I'm an outside source, I'm fucking you know, I'm fucking Eminem, and I'm like, bro, I want to play GTA RP. I click on some shit. I'm like, oh, never mind. These guys are fucking weird. You know what I mean? That's the shit we need to worry about. If we want to build a community, we need to make it feel like it's not a cesspool. You know what I mean? And like I said, I really don't think it's that bad, but it is perceived to be that bad because of how much shit can be bounced off one clip or one conversation. And you know, I don't think those conversations are good, by the way. I 100% agree they shouldn't be here, and that's why I'm saying we need to focus on cutting that down to get us where we need to be. But, you know, everybody will say every server is, you know, dies to, you know, the OOC drama and all that sort of shit. But what they don't realize is they're a part of that by doing shit like that. And they're aiding the drama and the escalation of the issue rather than solving the issue. Because I could go make a Reddit post or a Twitter post. It doesn't fucking solve a thing. You know, talking to people like us, like me, can help us push in the right direction. I honestly... don't see everything that fucking happens in the server. I'm not a fucking genius, but, you know, like I said, trying to push admins into proactive instead of reactive is probably going to help a lot in that essence. Definitely can be childish, but it's hard to really blame somebody who may have prepared for 3 hours for a job to go down. They get some form of cheese or taken down in a shitty way, only to spend the next 2 hours in jail with nothing to do. Well, you know what they can do? Buddha hands. They can log the fuck out and play a different character. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the fucking world. Your mind and mindset is what is portrayed to your audience. If you have an issue, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe I could fucking go make a cop character. Maybe I could get some fucking entertainment from that. Maybe I could go make a new character. Maybe I could just log on one of my other 15 fucking characters I have. It's a roleplay server. I don't think that is anywhere near the reality of how it is. Think about this, dude. I'm a fucking 36-year-old. 36? Am I 36, aren't I? Yeah, I'm 36. Think about this. I go out on the weekend to my mate's house I haven't seen in like 10 years. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? What are you been up to? And he's like, oh, you know, blah, blah. I went fishing the other day. You don't caught a fish. What did you do last night? I was like, oh, trying to do this fucking, you know, trying to do this mad drug run the other day, bro. But the fucking cops called me and shot me and I was fucking angry at him and shit, dude. You know what I mean? It's fucking cringe. Who gives a fuck? Shut the fuck up. No one gives a fuck. You don't need to have that fucking attitude. It just doesn't need to happen like that. You know, you can be entertainment and not shit on the parade if it doesn't go your way. Like I get the pain behind that. Trust me, I get the fucking agony behind that. Trust me. And a lot of things haven't gone my way, and I've been vocal about it too. But I don't try and personalize it when I can. I probably have, but you know that's the thing we need to get rid of is the personal attack harassment type thing, because that's the bigger underlying issue. I can say that, you know, this roleplay wasn't what I enjoyed or whatever without sounding like a fucking douchebag while I do it. Sergeant, thank you for the tier 1. Snow, thanks for the 35, buddy. Goose, thank you for the 3 months. Crimson, thank you for the 19, appreciate it. Gravy, thank you for the 5 gifties. Oh, also, Chad, I just spent $5,000 on my Mustang getting interior shit shipped over. It's gonna look pretty fucking sexy, boy. I'm redoing the entire interior to be somewhat, a little bit more modernized. It's gonna look so fucking sick, dude. It's gonna look so sick. I waited a fucking year and a half for this fucking Mustang. Okay, so I've been saving. I've been getting my fucking money ready. 2020 is fucking poop right now. It's fucking poop. So, you know, at least we're gonna get something out of it, okay? You guys are gonna see the a fucking, you know, a 1965 Mustang go from, oh, that's a nice looking Mustang, to a, you know, ooh, I might go flick the mean. BRB, boys, you know what I mean? It's gotta look like a fucking monster. It's gotta look like a fucking monster. Just the Mustang, that's funny, I did spend 5k on my interior. My interior better get fucking priority, dude. We better put it in the server, mate. Car IRL stream when? Dude, I'm actually expecting an email today so I can get that fucking thing registered. I got the feedback that it passed all the tests. I just gotta get the documentation. I've paid for it. I just need the documentation and I can literally walk down. Well, actually, I gotta go see the other guy to show him my tires because I needed new tires on the front. I can literally be like, yo, we done, bro. We did this shit. Are you doing all the work yourself? Yeah, I am. So Mustangs are relatively easy to get in. Well, I mean, all cars sort of are when you come to interior work and stuff like that. A lot of it's very clicky and pulley and just, you know, Mustang's more like screws and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be, I'm doing majority of the stuff. I'm actually looking at buying a fucking spray gun and stuff like that, and I might even consider doing up a shit Mustang, like rebuilding it entirely and then maybe selling it or something. But I've got this bug where I just want to do things. I want to fix things. I want to make things. When it comes to the engine and like transmission and stuff, I've got no idea like how to put all that together and whatnot. But you know, everything else from like panels and all that sort of shit, respraying them, fucking, you know, whatever needs to be done, I can do all that sort of shit. So you know, getting a crate engine, transmission, dumping that in there and putting the rest together wouldn't be that big of an issue. And it's something you can learn over time, obviously, as well. So hey, they called me. Yeah, I'll get into that soon. We've been chatting. I didn't even know if I want to RP after fucking sitting there and talking for an hour and a half. I just wanted to get on and chat for a little bit, you know? Will you be doing the wiring the same way you code on XP? No, Pixel. I already done wiring on it. I've installed a reverse camera all by myself, and I did the head unit as well, which is a resto mod head unit. The fucking dude, putting a camera in a car is fucking annoying, I tell you that much. It doesn't take very long, it's just fucking annoying, dude. But I went out and bought like a soldering iron and, you know, whatever fucking else, you know, the wiring shit and all that sort of stuff. Flux into the 4-day months, appreciate it, dude. Got any photos? Only the front end. I'll show you more photos when the interior's here. So it looks like the interior's here, not going to be here for a month and a bit, but I will be able to show you exterior photos. I think they're going to come at the start of this month coming. My wheels will be here. It just depends on how long. So my wheels are coming. They're going to get sandblasted. Then they're going to get powder coated black. And then they're going to get put on. So they're going to be, the wheels are going to be unique because nobody, well, someone's probably done the same thing somewhere, but there's no black rims of the style I'm getting. So it's got to look pretty sick. You sticking a 5-spoke? Yes, I am. I'll actually show you the ones I'm getting. They're not crazy or anything. Show you the wheels I'm getting. Are these them? I think there's something like this. They're just simple 5-spokes either way. They're just going to be ripped back, painted black, 18s. So the reason I had to get these wheels is because the black ones I wanted, I couldn't get in 18x7s. So I had to get 18x7s for the front and 18x8 for the back. And this is the only way I can put wheels on my car without having to get another fucking engineering certificate. Because if I get 18x10s or 18x8s on the front, I gotta get an engineering certificate for that shit. So I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm staying within millimeters of having to change shit. That's where we're at. It's sort of weird how they worded it. So I don't know 100% how it works, but essentially what they've done is your standard rims in New South Wales and your tire, the diameter of that can only go 26 millimeters bigger or some shit like that. Some weird shit. But because the tires on Mustangs are fat as fuck, that means I can get big rims but skinny tires and it still looks the same, if that makes sense. An engineering certificate is basically like, oh, you got a right-hand drive conversion. I'm an engineer. I think that's okay because I looked at it. You know, that sort of shit. So if you do something a heavy modification, then that's what it is. Your car can't be lower than a certain height. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a Coke can. If you can't kick a Coke can under your car, you're sort of fucked. But, you know, I don't know why you want to drive around like that. These days, if you gotta fucking dump your car in its ass, just get fucking airbags. Problem solved. Because my car was too low. My old Civic. I remember getting a ticket in Queensland, but it was borderline. But either way, dude, the amount of fucking scraping that fucking car did, the first like year or two, I'm like, oh, every time I hear it. But I got to the point where Anna came to Australia, and I was fucking laughing when I was driving down or driving into fucking driveways. Like, I don't even give a fuck anymore. This fucking rock sticking out of this shit, scrapes as big as fuck. It's fucking Grand Canyon brakes under there. I just didn't really give a fuck about it. But yeah. Yeah, but that's the trick, dude. That's the trick. So I made but it's good. It's lucky. It turned out fine. Because Mustangs naturally, even 65 Mustangs had pretty thick tires to begin with, like width and height thickness, like the tire thickness altogether. So it's easy to get a higher rim and smaller profile tires, and it still fits within the specifications. And I guess that comes down to rubbing and stuff like that. Is what they're worried about. There must be laws in Australia where it's like your car has to be built and the rim must be at minimum this far away from the guard at all times. You know what I mean? So if I do get rims on my car and I got them that much bigger, it would still fit in with that specification and they wouldn't have to worry about it. That's why you need to get an engineering certificate to be like, do these still fit? because you don't want to be driving down a fucking highway, hit a hydroplane or some shit like that, or something where your wheels will pump up into your hood and just fucking pop or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Why would you make a law about that? For safety. Oh yeah, Jess, what car do you have, dude? Tax bullshit. I mean, sure, but it's I feel like it's a fair thing. I think it comes down to safety. I mean, I'm throwing 18-inch rims on a fucking 1965 car, chat. Chill the fuck out over here. Chill the fuck out, all right? But the thing I got to be careful of is I got to make sure I take this documentation with me, because fucking police officer Andy over here, who pulls me the fuck over, says, you can't have 18-inch wheels on this goddamn thing, boy. I'm gonna be like, no, just here it says I can do this. Here's the measurements. Eat my ball sack, dude, because I know these motherfuckers do it with their fucking dumb shit systems where it's like, 17-inch plus 18-inch, that is too many millimeters above it. But the reality is, you know, that's not how it works. It comes down to rubber and everything like that from what I've seen. Either way, I don't give a fuck if I need to get an engineering certificate. I just want it there just so I can be like, bruh, all right, this is how it is. Fuck off. Ain't even that big. It does look big on a fucking 65, because the 65s look you know, the 65s are a bit smaller than the other Mustangs. 265s on your rear. I got 265s on my rear at the moment. 235s on the front, so that's why it was so easy to go to like 220s or 215s. And 240s on the back and still be within the distance change. Yep. One sec, chat. Oh, sorry, I sat down, chat. What happened? Oh. I don't know how Francis would talk in dispatch, but that's as close as I can get. Y'all, Ramy, what up, baby? Thank you for the 30 months, my dude. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have. I probably just should have not joined the server, because I, you know, it's afternoon. I fucking ate a heap of KFC before I fucking started my stream. I already felt like shit. I was just fucking doozing, but I hadn't streamed in fucking, like, this would have been the third day without a stream, so I had to jump on and fucking do something. So I thought I'd come on and fucking. Someone's playing Valorant again, dude. Please tell me he's raging.
There's two more there. I got him, but I was just like there was a lot of angles. There was no chance I was getting all those angles. I fucked up the shot.
You know, the good thing about it is RP does make you play other games and have a bit more fun with them because of shit like this. You know, once you RP in a GTA server, you will go and play random shit and randomly fucking RP there as well. It's just something that happens to you, dude.
But it's not healthy.
Is he growing a fucking beard, bro?
Yo, I can't not do it anymore. It's very hard for me to stop dying without making noises.
No one
I don't know when I picked it up.
Is he doing Movember or something?
But every time I die in Valorant, I act like I'm dying in RP. It's not on purpose.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna be real with you, Chad. If I shave off everything but my mustache, I look like somebody that shouldn't go out into society. I ain't trying to look like that, bro. I look fucking horrible with just a mustache. My beard's okay, but if I just have a fucking mustache, dude, people are gonna be fucking, you know, oh, let's go the other way. Let's go over here. Let's walk around that person. You know what I mean? It's just fucking embarrassing, dude. My mustache is just seedy, bro. Just a fucking weird ass looking Moustache. It's actually pretty thick, but it's thin at the same time. So there's a lot of hair, but it's very, you know, there's not much between my lip and my nose, if that makes sense. So normal for Wogga? Yeah, dude, I look like I could really cut my mustache, get a few tattoos, and just go straight to fucking you know, a drug den. Just walk in and be like, yeah, where the drugs at, bro? What's going on? Hey, give me that shit, bruv. You got some of that shit, bruv? Give me some of that shit, bruv. I got a weird beard, man. Yeah. Did I see the raid Penna did? No, I haven't watched much RP lately, my dude. I've been pretty busy. When I first started watching NoPixel, the majority of RP was slow burn with higher prison times. I mean, I feel like the roleplay was a lot slower because it was also a lot harder to find people. But sure. A dedicated CID, it was fantastic. I mean, we got the JTF and shit like that as well. I think increasing the amount of prison guards to help sustain prison RP, that's also something we talked about today, which we definitely agree with. Along with smarter and stricter policing. Also, the more a crime is seen as a danger to the public on their record, the tougher and smarter the police response could be. I don't know about that, but a lot of that is, you know, somewhat something we've discussed. But I think when, like I said before, looking back at a 32 slot server, it was almost forced slow burn RP because you only had 32 people to pick from. Half those people were like fucking police, lawyers, and shit like that. So really, you had like 15 people to roleplay with. The RP was never going to be quick. You know what I mean? There was only so much that would happen back then, just in terms of that. But in saying that, higher prison times and shit is 100%. The laws are going to be redone for 3.0. We definitely want to slow things down, and like I said, mechanic-based laws simulate what happens to society. I don't want to go get shot by cops because I don't want to get shot by cops, chat. But these people don't have the fear of being shot. But the simulation we created back then was you're going to get shot by cops, but then you're going to jail, little bitch. You know what I mean? You got to go to jail for the next fucking, you know, 5 hours. So it made you not want to shoot people for that reason, which seemed like it was for roleplay, but the reality was there was mechanic-based systems to simulate that for us. Despite everybody saying the roleplay was fucking impeccable, the roleplay back in 2018 was impeccable, sir. It was absolutely splendid. At the end of the day, dudes, everyone's got to follow rules and the rules to the server. That's what people will always try and do. And if we have mechanics and rules to say this is how it works, hopefully we can get people to be like that. Because my character is fucking Francis. I've thrown Molotov fucking cocktails at people, okay? But I don't necessarily think that this doofus wouldn't do some dumb shit like that, because that's Francis the character. I don't do that. I don't necessarily do shit like that on Soze all the time because it's not his character. You know what I mean? We need that separation that a lot of people just don't have. But sometimes rules and mechanics are what we need to create or simulate that. Because I know everyone will be like, yeah, bullshit, mechanics don't help roleplay. Roleplay is roleplay, bro. Like, obviously, roleplay is fucking roleplay, but mechanics simulate that. If there weren't rules in this fucking server, it would be GTA on fucking line pretty quickly, okay? No matter how much of a good roleplayer you are, that shit would turn into GTA Online pretty fucking quickly. And it has before. Let's be serious. It definitely has been there. Oh, you're pulling me over for a traffic stop? Pew, 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 pew. It was kind of approaching that. It has approached that though. The thing is, like, shootings and stuff, that right now it's not bad. I feel like I consider, like, was it has there even been a shooting? Someone died. 32s. I don't see 32s. Oh no, 71s. There are shootings. There's shootings everywhere. Actually, no, there's not that many. There's one there. And I don't know how long I've been in the server, like 2 hours. One there. And that was pretty much where we joined. So there's been 2 shootings in 2 hours, and I think that is pretty good. You know what I mean? That's pretty fine for, you know, 100 people on a fucking server. But what I think the issue is the possibility that it can escalate to shootings every day. And that's the one thing we really need to iron out for 3.0. And like I said, I'm gonna talk to some motherfuckers. Gang v gang shit is something that requires more of a discussion than something that is just bundled in with everything else. And I also think the police law and whitelists as well, like how guns and drugs and shit are done, also need a more thorough discussion. Because I think how it is with guns, cocaine, everything like that, we can create more roleplay for them. It's like when it was auto, it was a lot easier at the start because it's just like, you know, I sort of did the drop-offs, did whatever, but it's very easy to get complacent and lazy with that shit if there's no mechanics to say or push you in direction or whatever. But I do like the idea of also changing whitelist. It doesn't stay like that. Something can happen where you lose that whitelist or it's shut down or some shit, and that's why I say we need a discussion and try to get to some good points. Because we need to have closures in stories, and Otto needed that, I think, at some point. It would have been great for him. But I didn't want to bring myself to force that on Otto, because it just doesn't see it. You know, that OOC shit is something I don't enjoy in roleplay, but if it was something that was natural to the world that we created, like a mechanic, something happened, the cops caught me, whatever, would have been all cool. But I don't want to go jump on Otto. I know I definitely thought about it. Just jump on Otto, would get in a shoot, I'd be like, oh, it's over. But you know, I don't want to ever be on a character and think, okay, I'm just gonna do it now. You know what I mean? It needs to be something that happens and makes sense in the story or whatever. But either way, I mean, I don't even know why I branched off to that shit, but you get the idea. I think we can change how they work for the better, and that's what we're gonna do. Joe should have killed Otto. I feel like Otto should have killed Joe, Vinny, Sav. You know what I mean? The reality is, I toned down what Otto was to make sure everybody didn't die. That's the way I saw him. The way I would have played Otto was Nino, probably, but I wouldn't have done it like in a way that's all fucking, you know, gangster and shit. You know what I mean? Otto would have just fucking walked up to the person, shot them in the fucking face, but it would have been so boring in RP, and expecting someone to perma off that is just fucking weird. You know what I mean? But that's so how I played Otto was how I would, you know, it was all a trust thing, and I think even Joe betrayed Otto by talking about things when he shouldn't have, but he was obviously high on cocaine, and that was the original goal with him, but I don't think the server was in that real mentality. I would have felt bad killing people's characters or trying to force that on people when you know, it was just weird. But the reality is he would have done that. What happened to Saab was perfect. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think it should have even got to the episode where Saab was, or the shooting at the courthouse. I think who was it, Leng and Tony in the car, or was it Leng and Saab? Leng and Tony? I don't know. The two people, whoever got smoked in the car, should have been the end of the scenario, in my opinion. Whether that was perma or just like, okay, we lost, I'm a just chill on that shit. That's where I think it should have ended. But like I said, my personal opinion of how serious roleplay should be and whatnot is not relevant to the community's ideals on how it should be, if that makes sense. And the only reason the cocaine shit happened was because that wasn't taken seriously. I was like, well, fuck, what do I do? Like, I need to fuck this guy's life up because he's fucking my shit up. You know what I mean? But I don't know what the answer was, and sadly, that's a part of the problem with the server. But that's the style of RP anyway. But I don't think it's fair to perma people at the same time. Everybody says they want it, but ain't nobody really want that shit, all right? Ain't nobody really want that shit. You know, you get into a groove on a character, people start to like it. You know, it's the same with every character I've played, like from Soze, Francis, Otto, whatever I jump on, like even Welly, you know, people start to fall in love with the character and they fucking love that shit. And then it's like, do I really want to kill this guy? Like, you know, this character's pretty cool, man. One thing you've grown to dislike is this is my main character. My main character can't die. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. You started watching it, Kevin Whippaloo, and loved Otto so much he killed me. Yeah, I mean that was Soda did very well with RP. Instead of being a try-hard Andy. In fact, a lot of those streamers did. I feel like Summit, Moon, Soda, I mean, Summit probably had the roughest start because Reddit was already on his dick, but he ended up turning out, he still role plays better than most people in here. He role plays in fucking what the fuck is that game? Valorant, dude. He's accidentally role playing at this fucking point, and there's still all the try hard Andys out here trying to fuck his day up. You know what I mean? But I'm glad we weren't like other places and we gave him a chance, because you don't need to be this fucking crazy voiced person to fit into the world in a way that's fun for everybody. You know what I mean? And I don't think anyone's ran into someone and thought, you know what, I had a shit time with him, that was shit. You know what I mean? And it was definitely the same with Moon and Soda. Those motherfuckers were fun, and they really did their characters well. Yeah, I think Summit, even as a streamer, has probably changed a lot since then, because I think he was sort of like whatever with the OOC shit. Who gives a fuck? Fuck it. He'd say whatever. But I feel like he's very respectful, and actually I don't know if it's him or roleplay changed or whatever, but I feel like he changed a lot in terms of the respect for NoPixel in the community here, which is good. Bit of both, but he gets it now. Yeah, it's a very unique community, and I think he understood one word that he says can fucking destroy another streamer's chat. And like I said, I don't think he necessarily even said any bad shit, but I think he caught on that can happen, and he didn't want to be like that. Moo cheats though. His laugh is way too infectious, dude. Moo is just a fucking it's just an easy stream to watch. Herbs, thanks for the 4 months, appreciate it, dude. You wish Soda still played? Yeah, I mean, variety, dude. I don't blame those motherfuckers. If I could sit there in variety with 20k viewers, I'd be sitting there varietying with 20 fucking k viewers, bro. Stoplights treated as stop signs in 3.0 or sooner. Well, yeah, so that's one thing I did mention as well. I want police obeying road laws. You know what I mean? No code 2s, that sort of shit. There's little things like this that we can change in the world to at least make it seamless per Pega. And that is like, bro, follow the road laws. If you drive 200 miles an hour through the city 5 times in a row, crashing like a fucking idiot for no reason, and your character's just like fucking Bob over here, what are you doing, dude? I don't want to see that shit. And I know it's a meme with all what you guys used to say. Oh, remember when Koil tried to ban that guy for tooting a horn? Fuck that shit, okay? I ain't trying to have that in my fucking world. No matter how fucking Pepega Francis is, I'm not always gonna drive around 24/7 tooting my horn. See, there's people like Chips, okay? Chips' character did it because it was his character. He just did that as a character. Chips was a fucking character, but the people that just did it to we got the horn, bro. It's like, why, bro? Why? It's just unneeded. I think the basics, like, we don't need to be the best role players to have just the basics, the fundamental there, and somewhat working. And I think we can make our world a little more realistic. And I don't mean realistic into real life. I mean realistic into a world that makes sense. Because I look down here, you see all these humans? You see all these cars and shit that are like driving like fucking humans? You see these guys? We need to simulate that because that's the world we live in. You see that? You see that down there? We're just like that little thing. You know, pulling up. I don't give a fuck if you pull up and then drive off. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to sit there at fucking every red light. I'm just saying you don't fucking 200 mile an hour down here because you want to go to fucking the tavern and piss in the ice bucket. All right? Actually, no. You can probably do that if you want to piss in the ice bucket. You can't drive 200 mile an hour here down here not to piss in the ice bucket. You know what I mean? If there's no reason, just don't do it. Francis's finger is fucked up. Yeah, dude. But it's probably that fat that maybe that's just realistic. Fucking E.T. E.T. Phone home. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, shutting off OSC is a big changer, and those little things I feel like we can, I know people will be like, oh, that's stupid, but, you know, there's little things I wish that were in the world to make it seem a little more realistic to the world, not realistic to real life, that I think we can throw in there without really, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to drive 500 miles an hour everywhere. I just don't need to do it. I don't want to see that as a cop. That's just fucking shit. It's that simple. It's just a shitty thing that doesn't need to be there. If you have people in your car, you can just shit talk and drive on the way there. You know what I mean? Like, it's simple. We want to make the world work and make sense, right? And while it might still be somewhat of a Simpsons episode, you know, not everyone drives 200 miles an hour in The Simpsons just because they feel like it. They might do it occasionally in a chase and jump off a cliff and do this sick getaway. That's cool, whatever. But don't do that shit all the fucking time because I ain't trying to see it. That's all. Would racing be exempt? Yeah, of course. Racing is entirely exempt. That's what I'm saying. If your character is, you know, I'm like in my fucking GTR and I'm like, oh, there's a race up north. I'm gonna get up there real quick, test out the car. Let's do it. But if you, that's cool. But if you're just driving around just to drive around and be a fuckwad, just in circles, spinning it up, just because you want to get in a chase or something, it's like, you know, let's just not do that. I don't think that's a big deal. Not realistic, but immersive. Well, yeah, I think that I still think it's realistic. It's realistic to this world, though. You know, it's a simulation to this world, not our world, and that's the separation of characters we need to understand. That I don't think a lot of people get. But like I said, these are the small things that I wish weren't there. You know, talking on the ground when you're downed. Please, just maybe we should shut the fuck up. Maybe we should lay on the ground. I talk to my chat. I try and just fucking switch off, and when there was TeamSpeak, I'd fucking mute. You know what I mean? That's little things like that. You know, you shouldn't be fucking talking shit when you just got shot in the stomach. The other thing 100% in 3.0 is if you get shot up and go to hospital, you're at 50% HP. You can't use armor or something like that for the next X amount of time. And the sad thing is, like I said, we need mechanics for you to simulate, ouch, that hurt. So instead of being like, because everyone's got a min-max, right? If we say 25 or 30 minutes or 20 minutes, 30 minutes is probably a bit excessive, but 20 minutes from the time you walk out the door of not being able to, you know, be as strong as possible, you're already role-playing in a way that simulates you just being shot. You gotta act like you just got shot, because if you go up to fucking Bob with your favorite machine gun afterwards and you're like, oh, I'm on, you know, I'm a half HP, I need to fucking think about this because I'm actually a weak little bitch right now. You're not gonna walk out to him and be like, hey bro, fuck the green gang, because he's only gonna have to shoot you once and you're fucking dead. He's gonna take your shit, you know what I mean? We need the mechanics to simulate some of this shit to help aid the laws of the world that every world has. Like our world, IRL, obviously we've got laws, but this world has its own, and we can create or simulate them with mechanics. Do I like the Kaban character Kaban character arc? I mean, sure, dude. It's a roleplay event, and it's there's roleplay coming from it. Hell yeah, dude. While calling him Mr. Kaban is gonna be fucking strange, I'm probably just gonna call him something like my dojo master. I don't fucking know. I don't know if I can not call him Cheng. You know what I mean? It's just gonna fucking slip out, dude. It's just gonna slip out. too much loop, bro. It's gonna slip out. Damn it. Damn it. I don't think anyone forced him to do this, guys. Like, I don't think that's the entirety of it. It's just the safest route, or so. You know what I mean? And I don't think you should judge him for doing that either. I don't think it would be fair. Is there a place where the upcoming changes are listed? You mean rules? Or 3.0? Because 3.0 changes. Bro. My keypad will get fucking worn out if I have to change... If I have to type up the 3.0 fucking patch notes, my dude. Literally. And there is a lot of shit in there, like the I actually tried, dude. I was like, yo, they're like, yo, go try out this bank thing here. I'm like, okay. And I did it like 3 times. I'm like, bro, I don't even understand what the fuck just happened. Let's just go to the next thing. So hopefully it has the brain fuckery of like the thermite, but not so reliant on FPS and shit like that. Did I watch his first stream on Facebook? Not the entire thing, but I definitely jumped over there. That's half the reason I took the day off. That's yeah. Oh yeah, dude. He's doing good over there, man. I like it. In fact, hopefully, you know, he brings in new faces to NoPixel and shit. Man, we get more people over here. Everyone's gonna benefit from it. I think Twitch, NoPixel, and obviously him can benefit from the change. Obviously, him being on Twitch is what a lot of us would prefer, but there's definitely positive effects of what is changing, in my opinion. Not willing to watch anyone on Facebook post. I'm like, I hate their fucking dude. Facebook streaming website is poop. What they should do is ask some of the streamers what they should do and just change it a little bit. The fucking chat is poop. The size of the emotes is poop. There's a lot of poo-poo. Twitch is still so much cleaner and it's just nice, dude. It's just nice. Twitch is nice, dude. Beard, thank you for the 13 months. Ram, thanks for the 3. And they'd really have to fuck up to make me want to leave it. Like, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen there, boy. Yeah, you can follow. So when you watch a stream, it pops up to follow. I haven't clicked follow yet because I'm on it shows you names and shit like that. I know you can change a name, dude. It's so fucking tedious, dude. Instead of it being like I can change my name on this post, why not up the top I can change my name and that's just my name while I'm on the website? You know what I mean? It's fucking just there's little simple things on their fucking website. $1 billion fucking company cannot get through their fucking heads. Do these guys use their own fucking website? And you made a new account? Yeah, sure. But, you know, there's billions of dollars being pissed through this place. The least they could do is change a few quality of life things. You have to change it every time you refresh? Fucking gun in mouth meme? Please. What the fuck are you doing to me? Facebook chat is actually better. Listen, you might have that preference, but let me tell you something. No! Bad dog! Shit! I think it's fucking dirty. Like, I'm over here checking out this shit, right? Like, look at you guys. Look at you guys come through. Look how easy you are to read. Look how clean and simple this is. You know, it just works, bro. I don't have an emote that takes up half my fucking screen. Yo, what up, dudes? You guys are famous. You're on TV. Look, ma, I'm on that damn TV now. You can see the names. It's just simple, dude. Oh, sorry, chat. I didn't know you guys were actually going to say hi to your mothers. Quick, Phil, take a clip and send it to your mom on the phone and be like, Mom, I was on the internet. She'd be like, what? Everybody's on the internet, son. Everybody. No, but I was on the real internet. I was on the real internet, Mom. Hey, can you guys stop saying that, bro? I just took it off. There you go, just in case you want your clip. Look at you guys. You guys are famous now. Oh, who's this bitch? Who's this fucking bitch? Now what? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, you fucking ass eaters. She will say, shut the fuck up. Yo, remember that time? Wait, what did I get my mum to do? Trying to get her to come in and ask for Twitch Primes, and then she got more subs than I did the entire day. That was fucking awkward. Yo, Mobile, thanks for the 13 months. Hetzel, thanks for the 4 months. Are we starting to become a thing here? Lol, loving the comment. Wait, what? Did you just show my name on the internet without permission? Yeah, I did actually. You fucking fart box. You goddamn fart box. Just asked Twitch chat to allow me to move out. Yeah, listen, all right, about that. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, I'm sort of in my own house, my dude. All right. Yo, imagine starving. Oh, ouch. Who the fuck did I take that off? Hell yeah, dude. They keep the comments on the posts as chat to boost numbers for advertisers. Wait, what? Yeah, dude, there's some weird shit with how they calculate views and shit on that as well. I don't know how the fuck they do that, but there's some weird shit going on. Like, they're like, if he's got like 10k viewers all day, but somehow there's like millions of views on the VOD, they're definitely doing some weird shit there. Like, he didn't get 1.3 million on here, did he? So the way they calculate that's fucking weird. Maybe every time an ad plays, it refreshes the view count. You know what I mean? Some weird shit like that. Fuck, Twitch need to get on that, bro. I mean, what do my videos come to? They're only like 50k or some weird shit, right? Oh, yesterday. Oh, that was a few days ago. 86, 44, 73, 77, 47. Bro, you guys like Francis for sure. They definitely went up as we started playing Francis. People just dig this fat little turd. You need some laughing in your life. Is that what it is, dudes? We need those smiles. Scrolling past counts as a view. Well, yeah. You know something, isn't there? So, dude, I swear there was some way I had 2 of his stream on the one screen as well. There's definitely some weird shit though. But it's good that he's getting good viewers over there, and I feel like honestly with Facebook, if they do push him and they make their streaming shit not dog shit, he might actually build up pretty well over there. I got faith in him, man. I got faith in him. Time for a 4 p.m. bag of chippies. Ooh, yeah. Your life's a fucking mess. Don't worry, everybody's life gets messy, my dude. Just get a shovel, keep digging the shit, and it'll eventually be out. Why do I look like Steven Seagal, bruh? I look like Steven Seagal if I ate a fucking elephant, and it stayed inside me, and my head expanded with most of the weight. What the fuck do you mean I look like Steven Seagal, dude? What the fuck do you mean, dude? You love cop Francis, but don't like security guard Francis. Yeah, well, that's the power of the server. Once you get handcuffs and a gun, you become a person that can create the RP and change the direction it goes. So it's a little more difficult when you're just a security guard driving around in circles, being boring Andy. Now I can force RP on people and be like, you have to deal with me now.
You're mine, all mine. I want you. I want you.
Sosa is greater than Francis. That guy's toxic. Francis reminds me of Officer Dick from the original Tony Hawk. It actually looks like that. I think that model is a free model or some shit on some website. That's where we got it from. I honestly don't know if I can motivate myself to get into RP chat. So I don't know if I just wanted to jump on and chat with you guys, and maybe RP, but as we sat here and talked for 2 hours, I don't know what the fuck to do, dude. But I don't really feel like role playing right now. Maybe we can, dude. Did I play the new COD yet? Nah, don't think I will. I don't know if I want to buy a new SSD just for one fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Even though I got... yeah. Even though I got this much space, like I've got fucking... I'm literally the universe, such much space I've got, I still don't want to install that shitty game. Test 3.0, I'd have to set up databases and shit like that to do that. So I think how it is good. I think it being quiet and not getting the publicity just yet is good. If you guys want to check it out, go check out the devs. I know they've been pretty active lately, and there's a command for them. So if you want to do that shit, I ain't gonna steal you should be throwing, you know, thank yous and shit at them. Not shit, not actual shit. Actually, you can shit in the server. I went in there and I played a male in... Well, actually, I don't know if I should say this. I played a character of some sexual orientation in which they can choose in which that is. And I was just walking around shitting everywhere. You can actually shit on it. But I don't think we're allowed to keep that in because, you know, someone will end up shitting on someone's face and then getting Twitch banned. So we might need to remove that mechanic. Except for maybe we'll give it to Francis, and I'm just gonna shit in I'm just gonna shit in the sink every time I go to work. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be walking out of the police office with fucking turd falling out of my trouser leg. Is the city actually on fire? It doesn't look that bad. Only a corpse over here somewhere. And a shooting. Otto was my favorite of all time, so I probably resented security guard Francis for putting him on the back burner. Then he grew on me. Well, to be fair, I think Soze put Otto on the back burner. I feel like I played Soze a lot more because we didn't have enough cops, and, you know, Otto half got shelved for that reason. Because, you know, despite being the overlord cunt that hates NoPixel and wants it to die, sometimes I did things that was not a benefit to me in my stream, alright? Alright, I'm gonna get on radio for a sec. We'll just see what happens.
Attention, this is Francis J. Francis, badge number 669, back in service. Thank you.
Oh, Tony's on.
At 215-669.
1 second. I just heard some asshole say clear comms. I'm waiting.
215-669. Can you make mission row, please?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Papa Force 23 need to be
See, chat, isn't it fine that we can just drive down